Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ball Cap Bible Study. I'm Wade Cruz, pastor for senior adults at Quail Springs Baptist Church, Oklahoma City. Had some storms come through last night in the area where we live. I just want to thank everybody that checked on us. They were so bad, we actually jumped in the car and drove about 30 miles south just to get away from everything. We were so grateful. I tell you, there's nothing like coming home and seeing everything intact. We praise the Lord. We really did. We were just, I'm almost in tears. Um, there was some damage, lots of damage. Folks incurred south of us and east of us. The storm it was crazy. It was heading east, and then all of a sudden, and it was north of us. It was northwest of us. It's heading east, and then all of a sudden it turns and makes a beeline towards our town. So I probably know people that received damage. So pray for them. We'll find out more over the next day or two, but the helicopters are out. They're showing some mobile homes completely destroyed and some houses and barns. Fortunately, the main tornado stuff was out in the rural areas in the country, so it didn't hit downtown El Reno or the city proper. All right, here we go. We're ball cap Bible studying. We're looking. We've looked at temptation and the temptations of Christ, and then the what Eve went through, and we looked at the 4 Ds, as in dog, of temptation. And I want to take it a little further. There's a question uh, that happens a lot. Where was Adam? You hear that every now and then. Where was Adam? One of the questions I'll ask sometimes is, you know, whose fault was original sin? And, often you'll just hear people blame it on Adam. Even the Bible, as the first Adam, as sin entered through man, one man, the first Adam. Here comes Jesus, the second Adam, to take it away. But didn't Eve do it? I mean, wasn't it Eve that the serpent deceived and created doubt, and she had the desire? I mean, Bible says she saw that it was desirable to make one wise. Uh, Looked good to eat. It's pretty. So anyway, let's read a little bit. So we talked about all that where she took the fruit and ate. This is the end of verse 6. And she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate. Now, this is out chapter 3 of Genesis 3, the end of verse 6. And she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves loin coverings. All right. Eve is a gift from God to Adam, someone to help you, not to hurt you. Uh, Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for you to prosper, not to harm you. So Eve is a gift. Anything we get from the Lord, which, by the way, is everything, ought to be considered precious, ought to be considered, you know, we should be so humbled that God would give us anything. But he wants us to do well. He wants us to prosper. Now, here's the problem with that. We have this Western concept of prosperity that is not God's definition. Joy is not in accumulation. It's in relationship building, and how many quivers, I mean, how many arrows in your quivers? How many you quiver when you make arrows? How many arrows are in your quiver? And then not only that, but how straight do those arrows go when you let them fly? But before all that, you've got original sin. You've got Eve given to her husband Adam. So this is me personally. Here's why I blame Adam totally. part of our role as men is to get between Satan and our wives. We're supposed to be their shield. We're supposed to treat them as the precious gift that they are from God. We're supposed to do so many things, but protector is definitely one of our roles. Now, it doesn't mean that women are helpless. Rachel is very strong, stronger than me in some ways. But and your wives will be too, and you ladies, I've seen it. I've seen the strength. So it's not about weakness. It's about responsibility. And you know, you ladies, you're supposed to be our accountability partners. You know, hold us accountable with grace and love, and be sweet, be kind about it. Don't be mean and ugly. Nobody likes that. But then look what they did. They tried to cover themselves. They tried to cover their own sin. And we know the real story. Which is worse, the initial bad thing or the cover up? And so God has to come along. We'll get into more of this next week. That dynamic of God coming and looking for them, but God has to come along and create loin coverings for them, because what we do with these, inadequate. That doesn't cover anything. So the point is, God used animal skins. I could almost imagine it was a lion. Think about that. But God had to shed blood to cover the nakedness, the sins of Adam and Eve. Even the first sin required the shedding of blood. All right, we'll stop there. Pray for storm victims. Thank the Lord it wasn't as many as it could have been. And we're so grateful, and we thank the Lord that it wasn't our home, and we came back to intact property. All right. Love you guys. Have a great week. And you ladies hold us accountable, and you men get between Satan and your wife. All right. Love you. Bye.